What's up guys, Paljack is back, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a thumbnail for YouTube or for anything really on Paintnet for free. So I'm not going to be going over how to make a traditional PTFS thumbnail like the ones I use for PTFS. This is just going to be more like a general thumbnail and more of like a tutorial on how to actually use Paintnet. So we're gonna be making, let's say, we're gonna make an X-plane thumbnail or something like that. So this will be going over how to use the tools and what you need to know for making high quality thumbnails. Not really high quality, just quality thumbnails. So first you have to install Paintnet, and you can install it or download it by coming here. I'll leave the link in the description, but now this is only for Windows. You can use it for Windows 7, Windows 8.1, or Windows 10. I'm using Windows 10, so I would obviously download that. You would just click download, get it on Windows, and then it'll walk you through the process. So that is how you download Paintnet, and don't worry guys, Paintnet is completely free. So once you have Paintnet installed, your layout may not look exactly like mine, and I'm on a slightly older version of Paintnet, so everything might look a little bit different, just visually though. So you're gonna come to the top right here, and you're gonna see a bunch of different selections. You have your tools, your history, your layers, and your colors. Your layers and your tools, which are these two right here, those will be the most important ones because you'll be using them the most. And then history is completely optional. I just leave it here just so I can see what I've been doing. And then colors is self-explanatory. It's just so you can choose a color. You can go through the color wheel, which I don't use at all, or you can just come down to these colors. So those are the tools. So to activate them, you just click, and yeah, you can put them on. You can put them wherever you want. I just leave most of them on the left here because they're easily accessible and they're right next to all the other tools. So let's say we're want to make an X-plane thumbnail with the 737 or maybe the A350 in it. Now you can either go to Google Images. Let's say we're gonna get a Google image. I just searched up X-plane 737 background, and you're gonna get a bunch of different options. Now let's say I wanted to use this picture. This is a good looking picture here. Now something important to note also is look at the bottom left. That's going to be your image size. Now this is a very large image. I think this might be a 4K image, I'm not 100% sure, but it's a really high quality picture, but that's going to depend on what resolution your computer is or your monitor is. I'm using a 1080p monitor, so this is a way too big of an image. Let me show you. So if you want to put this image in Paint.net, you would right click copy image, and you would press Ctrl V. Now you can see it's expand canvas, keep canvas size. You would, well, first of all, you'd have to come up here to image and then click on canvas size. Now I'm using 1080p obviously, so my width is going to be 1920 and then the height is 1080. It's 1080p. Now if you're using 720p, I think it's 1920 by 720p. I'm not 100% sure, but this is a 1080p canvas. Now, to get rid of this white background, because the white background is pretty bad, you would press Ctrl A, so you can select the canvas, and then press delete, and it'll give you a blank background. So, to put our image in, we press Ctrl V, and we keep our canvas size. So you can see this image is 4 times larger than this canvas. Now to lower it, we would hold shift and click to drag and bring it here. Now you can see once we zoom in, it looks kind of pixelated because we just lowered we just made this image 4 times smaller than it should be. So it's not going to look that good. What you want to do is ideally get an image from either your computer that you took from X-Plane or whatever you're using, because it will very likely be the same resolution, or find a image that is either 1080p or a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller. So let's find one on. Now this image right here, you can see it's not too big, but it's also not too small. So this is not my image, by the way, this is a Google image. Now we just enlarge this to make it same size as the canvas, and boom, it still looks really, really good. But I'm not going to use Google image, I'm going to use my own image. So to do that, you would come to the top left and click this folder that says open. And then you're going to find an image that you would like to use. So I'm going to use, what image do I want to use? I'm going to use, let's use this one. So you can see it put it in like another canvas pretty much up here. You can see this is our one we had previously, this is one we have now. So to bring this over, it's really simple. All we got to do is click the select tool, click the canvas, Control C, come back to this canvas and click Control V. You can see it perfectly fit in because I took the screenshot on my monitor, so it's going to be the same resolution. That's an easy way to find your resolution as well on Paintnet. So here's our image. And we can close this other one out because we don't need it. So I don't want just a single image as the thumbnail. It's not a very attractive thumbnail. No one's really going to see it with their peripheral vision. So we're gonna Photoshop this a little bit. So the image already looks really, really good, but we're gonna make it look even better. So we're gonna select the whole canvas. Now we're gonna come to Effects, Photo Vignette, and this adds, you can see that little drop shadow. So we're gonna put the radius up just a tiny bit to decrease that intensity of the vignette. So once you find a spot you like, just click OK, and then you can see, press enter to deselect, you can see we have a nice drop shadow, and it looks even better. It looks like it's taken through like a camera almost, because this is like the outskirts of the lens. Now that looks good, but there's still a lot more we can do. Let's say you want to add text. You're not going to be able to see the text very well because your eyes are going to be mainly focused on the plane. So we're going to come to the top again, we're going to click Effects, Blurs, Gaussian Blur, and put the radius up just ever so slightly, and then click OK. And now, press enter to deselect again. You can see this looks even better now. So that's gonna, anything else we add is gonna look, you're gonna be able to actually see it and not just the background picture. So this looks pretty good, but we're gonna add a few more props like images and some text. So we're gonna come to the bottom left, and this is very important. You want to make sure you add another layer. This is so you can move other like images around or anything else around without moving the background. If you want to move the background, just click background again, and then you'd be able to move it around just fine. Just gonna undo. So let's say we want to add the X-Plane logo to this. So we're gonna come to Google, and I just searched up X-Plane logo. You can see we have a ton and a ton of images we can use. Now I'm going to just use the default X-Plane logo because it just looks clean in my opinion. We're gonna right click. Actually, we're gonna do. We're just gonna do this. We're gonna right click, copy image. Gonna come back to Paint.net. We're on our new layer. We're gonna press Control V. Now keep canvas size. You can see this is very large, but if we make it smaller, but not too small to the point where it looks pixelated, you can still see it still looks really good. And like we're actually like decently zoomed in right now. Mouse wheel, please. Oh my goodness. So it still looks really, really good. You can make this larger, you can make it smaller. I'm gonna make it just this size. I'm gonna put it right here. Boom. So now we're gonna press enter to deselect. It does look pretty good, but there's still more we can do to make the X-Plane logo itself look better. Now, we're going to click Effects, Photo, Glow, and I always do this. Put the radius all the way up, brightness all the way down, and the contrast all the way up. So you can see around the X-Plane logo on the border of it, you can see that nice little shadow. And if you come to Effects, Repeat Glow, you can see there's an even more intense shadow. Now, it does kind of look too intense, so I'm not going to do that. But you can still see that looks really good. It just your eyes just absorb it so much better. So, let's say now we want to add some text. So we're going to add another layer. You want to add another layer to pretty much everything you're about, like you can add. Unless you're like adding an effect like this drop shadow we had. So to add some text, we're going to come to the text tool right here. And then you can change your font. Now if you go to dafont.com, you can download different fonts. I don't have that many custom fonts. I think I only have like 2 or 3. But the font that I always use is called Fugaz1, or Fugaz1, however you want to say it. So this is the one you see on almost all my thumbnails. So now we're going to change the size. I'm going to change it to maybe 84. If that's too big or too small, we can still change it. So let's say 96. Just going to type something. Does that look too big? That looks too small actually. So we're going to make it even larger. 108. Let's do 144. There we go. So whatever you type is gonna take a lot of space if you're doing a large font size. Let's say you're doing like X-Plane full flight. You can see that takes up a lot of space, but it looks good because there's not a ton of words. I want to say if you're adding text to a thumbnail, keep it under, I want to say 7 words, or else it's just gonna look like too compact. So X-Plane full flight, that's not exactly an attractive text for thumbnails. Let's say we want to do like X-Plane 11 full flight, might sound even better. Or we can just do, let's say we were flying like on a live stream, we would probably put our route there. So we have a Delta Sky Team 737, let's say we're doing, like you could do Atlanta to Dallas, something like that. Or if you're doing multiple flights, you do Atlanta, Dallas Fort Worth, and LAX. Something like that. So let's just do, keep Atlanta, Dallas Fort Worth, LAX, because it looks better in my opinion. So now we're going to move it to the center right here. And you can still change the size of it by doing Shift and click to drag. So I'm going to leave it this size. Now you can change the color of your text by coming to the Paint Bucket tool. And then let's say you want to make it like blue. You click blue or make your own blue right here. And then do Shift click. And then all the text becomes blue. And let's say, oh, I want to make it the exact same color as this X-Plane logo. You would come to the color picker tool, click the layer that your X-Plane layer is on, or X-Plane logo is on, and then just click on the logo, and then you'll get the exact same color. So come back to your text layer, Paint Bucket, Shift click. You can see it was a very minor difference, but it is the exact same color now. Now, again, the drop shadow looks really good on almost everything, so we're going to come to Effects, Repeat Glow. It's initializing, and it can't really tell it's there, so we're going to add another one. And boom, that looks like a really good thumbnail. So that is like majority of it done. So that is how I make a thumbnail in Paint.net. This is all free, obviously. So if you guys enjoyed this tutorial, found it helpful, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Comment down below some video suggestions because I'm really running out of them. But we're on the road to 3,000 subscribers. And yeah.